You've been lied to. Success isn't built on one big win. It's not some magical lottery ticket or that one viral video that makes you famous overnight. Nope. The real secret? It's uglier, messier, and way less Instagram-friendly. It's micro-failures, tiny losses, embarrassing flops, the awkward "I just bombed in front of 3 people" moments. And here's the kicker. Those little screw-ups, they're not holding you back. They're the very fuel of massive success. Today, I'm going to break down 10 brutal, hilarious, and insanely powerful reasons why micro-failures are your ultimate growth hack. Get ready, because this isn't your grandma's motivational speech. 1. Micro-failures are free data. Let's start with this. Failure isn't punishment. It's feedback. Every tiny mistake is basically free market research delivered by the universe. Think about it. You send a cold email. Nobody responds. Congratulations, you just learned that your subject line is weaker than decaf coffee. You pitch an idea, and everyone stares like you've just spoken in Klingon. Perfect. That silence is telling you something your ego wouldn't let you hear. The truth is, micro-failures save you years of running in the wrong direction. They're the speed bumps that scream, "Hey genius, turn here before you drive off a cliff." Jeff Bezos once said, "Failure comes part and parcel with invention." Amazon only exists today because of a graveyard full of failed experiments. For every Prime, there's a Fire Phone. For every Oz, there's a dozen ideas that flopped harder than a fish out of water. And if failure is free data, then guess what? That means every mistake makes you smarter. Which brings me to the second reason micro-failures are your golden ticket. 2. Micro-failures build mental calluses. You ever tried playing guitar? Those first few days, your fingertips feel like someone lit them on fire. But keep strumming, and what happens? Calluses. Suddenly, pain turns into power. Same with failure. Every time you trip up, your brain grows tougher. That sting of embarrassment? That's your mental skin hardening. Micro-failures literally build resilience at the neurological level. Psychologists call this stress inoculation. Small doses of stress prepare your nervous system to handle bigger storms without freaking out. It's why Navy SEALs train in brutal mini-drills. They don't wait for war to toughen up. They micro-fail in training so they don't macro-fail in combat. And here's the delicious irony. Those scars don't just make you tougher. They make you hungrier because 3. Micro-failures trigger obsessive problem solving. Fail once and your brain goes, "Oh well." Fail twice and it starts itching. Fail 3 times? Suddenly you're awake at 3 a.m. whispering, "Okay, but what if I tried this?" Micro-failures plant problems in your subconscious like weeds. You can't stop thinking about them until you crack the code. That's why Thomas Edison ran 10,000 experiments to make a working light bulb. Dude wasn't failing. He was just running data points until his brain refused to quit. Micro-failures force you to innovate. They flip the switch from dreamer to engineer. And here's the best part. Those little stumbles don't just sharpen your brain. They completely nuke your fear of embarrassment. 4. Micro-failures destroy the fear of looking stupid. Want to know the real reason most people never succeed? It's not money. It's not time. It's the fear of looking dumb. But when you micro-fail over and over, guess what happens? You get used to looking ridiculous. You pitch an idea, nobody claps. You shrug. You trip over your words in a meeting, you laugh it off. After enough reps, embarrassment loses its power over you. Comedians, they bomb. Constantly. Every great stand-up comic has been booed, heckled, or stood in front of a silent room. But that's the training. Every bomb toughens them until they can walk on stage in front of 10,000 people and own the room. And when you no longer care about looking dumb, you unlock one of the deadliest weapons in the success arsenal: speed. 5. Micro-failures accelerate your learning curve. Here's the deal. The faster you fail, the faster you learn. Micro-failures collapse time. Imagine two people start a YouTube channel. One uploads once a month, terrified of looking bad. The other uploads daily, bombs half the time, but learns with every mistake. Guess who wins by year's end? Yeah, the daily flopper is light years ahead. Failure is the fast track to mastery because every miss corrects your aim. Think archery. You don't hit bullseye on shot 1. You fail, adjust, fail, adjust. By shot 50, you're a sniper. And here's the kicker. Failing fast doesn't just make you smarter. It actually builds a personal brand people trust. 6. Micro-failures make you relatable and magnetic. Nothing turns people off faster than fake perfection. You know those Instagram influencers who pretend their life is flawless? Boring. But the person who openly admits, yeah, I bombed my first 10 talks, or I messed up this launch. That's magnetic. Vulnerability builds connection. People root for the underdog. Oprah once said her failures were the biggest reasons people connected with her, not her successes. When you micro-fail in public and own it, you build loyalty stronger than any polished highlight reel. And once people are rooting for you, that momentum compounds. Because micro-failures don't just make you relatable. They set the stage for exponential growth. 7. Micro-failures create compounding wins. Think of failure like compound interest. Each tiny mistake might seem worthless in the moment, but stack them over years. That's when magic happens. Basketball legend Michael Jordan missed over 9,000 shots, lost 300 games, 26 times, trusted with the game winner, and missed. But those failures compounded into 6 NBA championships. Every missed shot taught him something. Every loss hardened him. Micro-failures compounded into macro legend. But compounding wins don't happen unless you keep swinging. Which brings us to the next superpower. 8. Micro-failures train ruthless consistency. Anyone can show up when things are easy. Champions show up when things suck. Micro-failures train you to keep swinging, even when the scoreboard looks ugly. You launch a product nobody buys. Next day, you launch again. You write an article, 3 views. Next week, you publish anyway. Consistency is a muscle, and micro-failures are the gym. The more you fail small, the stronger your habit of showing up becomes. And consistency beats talent 9 times out of 10. And here's where things get really fun. The more consistent you are, the more you accidentally stumble into your unfair advantage. 9. Micro-failures reveal your unique edge. You don't discover your genius by reading about it. You stumble into it. Through trial, error, and faceplants. J.K. Rowling didn't wake up knowing she'd be the queen of magical fantasy. She failed at teaching, at business, at countless jobs before Harry Potter. Each failure crossed off what she wasn't good at, until only her true edge remained. Micro-failures are basically nature's sorting algorithm. They filter out the paths that don't fit you until the right one shines like a neon sign. And when you finally find that edge, that's when micro-failures do their final, most savage trick. 10. Micro-failures build unshakable confidence. Confidence isn't built by winning. It's built by surviving. When you've failed 100 times and you're still standing, you develop this quiet, dangerous confidence. It's not, I hope I succeed. It's, throw me anything. I failed worse. That's the confidence Elon Musk had when rockets kept exploding. That's the confidence athletes develop when they've lost, bled, and still kept fighting. Micro-failures forge the kind of confidence you can't fake. The kind that makes people lean in and say, damn, this person is unstoppable. Listen, your biggest trap isn't failing. It's hiding. Most people don't actually fail in life. They just avoid trying so they never have to face the possibility of failing. That's the silent killer of dreams. Playing it safe, staying invisible, waiting for the perfect time. Spoiler: That perfect time doesn't exist. If you take anything from this video, let it be this. Expose yourself. Not literally, don't go getting arrested. I mean, put your work, your ideas, your attempts out there for people to see. Because every time you let the world witness your attempt, even if it flops, you grow in public. And people respect that more than perfection. My advice? Pick one thing this week that you've been procrastinating on because you're scared of messing it up. Send the email, launch the post, apply for the job, start the side hustle, and do it. Don't wait to be ready. The act of trying will teach you more than waiting ever could. Because in the end, success isn't built in silence. It's built in the noise of trial, error, and resilience. So here's the bottom line. Stop worshiping perfection. Stop waiting for the big break, the flawless plan, the one-shot win. Success isn't one big leap. It's a million tiny trips forward. Micro-failures aren't the enemy. They're the training. They're the clues. They're the secret ingredient every legend has been cooking with all along. So go fail today. Fail small. Fail often. Fail proudly. Because the person who racks up the most micro-failures, they're the one who wins the macro game. And if this hit you in the gut, hit that like button so hard it micro-fails. Share this with someone who's too scared to start, and subscribe. Because trust me, you don't want to miss the next drop.